Sup y'all, it's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my top 5 best battle pets for new players. Now, you guys know I don't really like to be doing a lot of countdown videos because I think a lot of them are clickbait, but I'm going to make an exception here because leveling battle pets is very tedious and very time consuming, so I'm going to show you guys my top 5 best battle pets that I think will give you the most bang for your buck. Now, of course, this is open to interpretation, but this is, in my opinion, the best top 5 for especially for new players. Now, number 5 is going to be the Mechanical Pandaren Dragonling. Now, the reason for that, well, first I'll tell you guys where you get it. It's an engineering. You get it from engineering, and it's actually very easy to make. As you guys can see, it's very expensive on the auction house, but I would say the materials to create it are about maybe 1,000 gold would be the absolute top on like the most unbalanced server possible. And honestly, on Kel'Thuzad, I could probably make this thing for 500 gold. And so if you've got an engineer or a friend that's an engineer, you can easily create the materials and get them together and make this pet. Now, this pet's useful for a lot of different reasons. And the main reason is it is mechanical, so that means that whenever it dies, it resurrects itself at 20% health. Also, it has an ability called a decoy, where it blocks the next 2 incoming attacks, and you can usually use that about once each time it's alive. And it also has a breath ability, which is high damage. Thunderbolt is extremely high damage, especially when it's facing one target. And basically, this pet has a very good combination of high damage and also very good survivability with decoy. And even if you're not really going to be using decoy, if you want to go for full damage, you can go ahead and use explode also. Another good thing about the Pandaren Dragonling is it's very fast. So I think it's 309 speed, and so it's almost always going to go first. So Pandaren Dragonling is definitely going to be my number 5. Number 4 is going to be the Pandaren Water Spirit. Now, if you guys have seen a lot of my other pet videos, you know that I have the Pandaren Water Spirit and Chrominius combo. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, I'll put it on the screen. And pretty much I use the Pandaren Water Spirit. It puts down the exploding things, and then after that I bring in Chrominius to make the target take double damage, and then it pretty much finishes them off every single time. Now, the Pandaren Water Spirit is expensive, and the reason for that is you get it from the dailies in the Mists of Pandaria, the the Pandaren Spirit dailies. There's 4 of them, and I'll show you guys those in a minute. And so one thing that's really good about the Pandaren Water Spirit, again, is it's pretty quick. And another thing also is it has a combination of aquatic abilities, and it's also elemental, so it's very good at fighting its own type, which is very rare. It can do a water blast, and also one thing that I use it a lot for is it can put down the whirlpool there, and on top of the whirlpool, it can also, sometimes you can use the dive if you're fighting elementals. I do that in some of my videos, but also the main one is Geyser, so you can put down Geyser, then put down whirlpool, then switch to Chrominius, and then do Howl, and then Surge of Power, and they're going to be dead almost every single time if you're fighting a one pet team. And so I'll show you guys an example of where one of them is. It's down here in Kunlai Summit, in between Kunlai and the Valley of the Four Winds, and this is where the Thundering Pandaren Water Spirit is. And there are 3 others, and you get a bag from defeating each one of them, and in that bag can contain one of these water spirits, and not water spirits, any of the spirits. There's pretty much like just a miniature version of these 4, and so there's 4 of them. There's like a wind one, an earth one, a fire one, and a water one. And so obviously the water one is going to be the one that we're looking for. It doesn't matter which one you're fighting. You can get these from pretty much any of them, so it doesn't really matter. And I failed that pet battle, so we just cut ahead. And so anyway, I'll show you guys the bag and what it looks like and everything like that. And you receive the same type of bag from each different trainer. It doesn't really matter which one it is. And so there's the Pandaren Spirit supplies. The pets are obviously like kind of rare, but they're not really too rare to where I wouldn't just go ahead and do it if you've got the chance. Anyway, so the next one, the number 3, again, is the other pet that goes with this combo is Chrominius. And I know that each of these pets, like the Pandaren Water Spirit on its own, is still very effective, but Chrominius is not extremely effective on its own, but because whenever you add it in with the Pandaren Water Spirit, it becomes extremely, extremely effective. And so the combo is so good that I'm actually going to put both of these in the same video for you guys. And so it has the Bite, it has Arcane Explosion. Those are good, and Chrominius is useful in ways, but he's just not the most useful pet on his own. And I think I was inspecting somebody. I'm sorry about that. And Howl, this is the ability that you cast after you switch him in after the Pandaren Water Spirit, and then you use Surge of Power. And because of the damage, the extra Howl damage, the Surge of Power will almost always kill your target. And if it won't, you can just use a Bite, because of course the Geyser will stun your target, and then you can do it again. And then you can use the Surge of Power afterwards. Now the way you get Chrominius is from Blackwing Lair, and I actually forgot. I was like in such a hurry because I was just trying to kill all of them with with my buff from Balustraz that I forgot to even record myself killing this mob, but it's a level 60 boss, and so you can pretty much just one-shot it. Just go into Blackwing Lair and just go kill Chrominius, and he drops Chrominius, big surprise. And it's actually, like, he was really expensive on the auction house a while ago, and now he's not. The first boss can give you a little bit of trouble, but I'm pretty sure you can handle it. Now, my number 2 pet is going to be the Emerald Proto-Whelp. And the reason for that is the Emerald Proto-Whelp combined with my number 1 pet create a very, very good combo for defeating almost every single one of the trainers in Pandaria. Now, the Emerald Proto-Whelp is very good at defeating magic Pokemon, not Pokemon, battle pets, and magic and flying pets. And because it has like those 2 first abilities, and it also has the Emerald Dream ability, which is an extremely good heal. And also, while you can do Emerald Dream, you can also put that shield on yourself, which will increase your, not increase, but decrease the damage that you take per hit while you have Emerald Dream up. It's extremely good tanking pet as well as damage. And so the Emerald Proto-Whelp is found over here in Sholazar Basin, and it's a very high level pet. And so obviously this is not really going to be your number 1, the first one that you're going to get, but you can go ahead and get this one. I would recommend getting this Emerald Proto-Whelp. I use him for a lot of different combos, and so I would recommend definitely having him. Now, my number 1 pet, I think I've showed you guys like all the time, and this is the Anubisath Idol. And the reason that this is my number 1 pet is not necessarily its effectiveness against other trainers per se, or especially in PvP. It's very bad in PvP, but it's extremely, extremely good for power leveling all of your other pets. And that's why I kind of said in this video it's going to be for beginning players. And so it's from Encourage, and I'll show you guys where that is and what boss it drops from. It's very good against killing Dragonkin and also against mechanical pets. And it's a little kind of good against aquatic with Sandstorm. And if you don't have Sandstorm, you can also use Stone Skin, which reduces the damage that you take. And so make sure you always have it up. With Sandstorm, you're going to miss 1 turn of not having it up. Rupture is very good, but I actually usually prefer to be using the other ability, which is, I think it's called Deflection. And Deflection is very good. The Anubisath Idol is a slow pet, but you can use Deflection to block any attack that's going to be incoming. And so it's very, very effective at defeating pretty much any critter, because not only does it have a very high health pool, it's also a human, so whenever it deals damage, it restores a percentage of its own health. And so because Crush is 100% drop chance, or sorry, attack chance, which went up from 80% in Mists of Pandaria, it will be restoring 2%, or not, I don't think it's 2%, it's a percentage of its health every single time you attack with him. And so that makes him even better, because a lot of the wild pets that you level up with are going to be critters, and so humans take less damage because he's a humanoid pet, and so he's taking less damage from critters. On top of that, he's taking reduced damage just from either Stone Skin or the Sandstorm, and on top of that, for big hits, he can use Deflection, or you can just go straight damage with Rupture. And on top of that, he's going to be healing every single time he does damage. So the Anubisath Idol is my number 1 best pet that I would recommend for every single... See, I actually got it there, which was awesome. My best pet that I could recommend for any new pet battler to use, and it's mostly very, very efficient at leveling up other pets. And so make sure that you get this. If you're going to go level up other pets, get the Anubisath Idol. It is my number 1 pick, and all of the rest of them are very good. And I do want to reiterate something right now, is that there are a lot of other very, very good pets, like the Fey Dragon is extremely good, and so is the Kunlai Runt, in my opinion. But I'm going to go ahead and say that these are my top 5, and definitely the best top 5 that I would give you guys for just starting out and getting ready to get into pet battles. This is going to give you a really, really good first step. And so, guys, that's pretty much all I've got. Hope you enjoyed. Hope the countdown format was not too clickbaity. And hopefully, you know, because it's battle pets and they take a long time, you'll forgive me. So that's pretty much all I've got. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.